Hello, hello. I hope you can all hear me. If you can, I would appreciate a yes in the chat. I just opened up the audience chat to make sure that everybody can hear me. I already have a guest today here, Hector. I don't know if you can see him. He joined me for this live call. Um, Hi, Vivo and Monique. Good to see you. Ladies, I think my internet just dropped. Okay, hope you can still hear me. But yeah, as I was saying, Janko was in Munich, which is very funny because Munich is my hometown, and there is the Bau München or Bau Munich right now, an expo for, I think it's the world leading biggest expo for architects and materials and sustainable systems. So he and Stephen went there to to check it out for the MEV, and as you might have seen on the newsletter, they are very excited to share everything that they have found out there. So that's probably something that we're going to be able to see in the next live. For this live, I have some questions prepared for you that we have been asked. In the last week, and I'd like to answer some of those because I think they're really important for everybody. Okay. The first one that we actually get asked a lot is if it's possible to rent out your house if you buy a house in the MEV for either short-term or even medium-term stays. And the short answer is yes, but in a regulated way. So what that means is that it is possible to rent out your home, maybe not even your whole home, but maybe you want to rent out a guest room or maybe one part of your home, or maybe your whole home while you are not there. What we are trying to do is we are trying to set up right now a system where the MEV can rent out these units or the whole home for you, so that we can make sure that not just anybody randomly is able to be in the MEV, because just okay. It looks like my internet has dropped a little bit. I don't know how much you were able to still hear, but let me start from the beginning of this question. So the question, as a small recap, is: can we rent out our houses if we're not there? For example, if we want to visit our family who live on a different continent and we want to go there for a few months, is it possible for us to rent out our home in that time? And the answer is yes, you can do that, but in a regulated way. So what we don't want is that people can post their houses and homes on platforms like Airbnb, for example. We want to make sure that we can somehow regulate what kind of people will be living in the MEV. So if everybody would put their house on Airbnb, we can't really regulate that well. But what we can do and what we're trying to set up right now is that we have kind of an internal Airbnb that is regulated by the MEV. And so people who are really interested in this lifestyle, and there's so many that have reached out to us already who are really interested in this, but are not ready to make that step yet, or yeah, who can see that as a full-time solution for them. So these are the kinds of people that have already contacted us that would be wonderful for an internal Airbnb. Or another option that is also possible is that there's a lot of people who have reached out to us who would like to live in the MEV most of the time, but they're not really interested or can't afford to buy a house, so they would like to rent a home. So for people who would like to rent a home, that could also be a really good option to do that with some of the houses where people are not there currently. So that was one of the questions that we get asked a lot around renting out. Another one is what is the parking situation and options for storage in the modular houses? So you have already seen probably the renders for the villas, meaning the detached houses who have garden all around them. And in these houses, the renders that we have right now, you can see a little garage that can either be, yes, a garage or also used for storage space. That option, if I don't know, I hope you can still all hear me. Um, seems like my internet is going in and out. Okay. So one option that free, if this is an electrical car, for example, and that we then in the MEV kind of only drive around in little golf carts or with a scooter, or we go by foot, or we take our bike or something like that. But yeah, the idea is really that we're not driving in the MEV itself. So there will be plenty space for you to park your car outside. And in the renders that we have shown in the villas, where there is a garage, we will also probably show pretty soon, maybe in a few weeks, show new renders where there are other options of what the garage could be like if we're all putting our cars outside of our actual homes. So that is the idea that we're working with right now. Around storage space. So there are also probably very soon going to be some renders about different options of modular homes, different options of the units that you can choose. So I think then it will be a lot easier for everybody to kind of grasp, okay, what can a modular home really look like? And there's going to also be options where there is storage room calculated in that space, if that is something that you're really um, yeah, really interested in. So wait a second, I just got type. Okay, doesn't seem to be the case. So I turned off the chat and turned it on again. If you guys are here and you can hear me and you are able to type, I'd love it if you could let me know if it's possible for you. Okay. Yes, if you have any questions, you can always ask them in the chat also. Yes, I know my connection seems to be going in and out for some. This is actually one of the questions too. So the internet is one of the questions that we have gotten to, and it is very important for us, as you can see, also that the internet is going to be high-speed internet, very reliable internet. A lot of us are going to work online, myself included. My business is reliant on a really good and stable internet connection. As I know for a lot of people, that's very important for their job. So we're going to make sure that we have a really reliable internet connection there. Also, for a lot of us, it's kind of the only way that we can, on a regular basis, communicate with our loved ones. So almost everyone is international, moving to Spain. So a lot of us have to rely on a good internet connection in order to keep up with our loved ones. So that is something that's very important, and that I personally am really looking forward to have a really stable internet connection. Yeah, I would just continue with the last question I have. I'm not 100% sure how much you were able to hear. Let me do a small recap. So for our cars, everybody will be able to have a car if you choose to, but we will also definitely want to establish a system where not everybody has to have a car, but where we can share cars, rent cars, but we will put them right next to where you come into the MEV. We will have a huge parking space there. You can charge your cars there, so you don't have to think about that being something that you need right next to your home. Even if you have a modular home, so that is not really going to be something that you have to worry about. Around storage space, something that we want to show you soon is new renders of the modular homes, where you can kind of pick and choose what kind of unit would be important for you, and we can give you some of the standard examples of what that can look like, and you will find some options there also that have storage spaces. Another thing that could be important for storage, a lot of people that I know like to have, for example, a little garden shed or something like that for storage, things that you don't need in the house necessarily. And every single unit will come with the same amount of unit space, will also be garden space. So if you have a unit that is about somewhere between 45 to 50 square meters approximately as your modular home, then you will have the same amount of square meters as your garden space. And you can even then add another unit that is only garden space, so you can have really an ample amount of garden space where you can also put storage, if that is something that is very important to you. Okay. Another question, well, the next one would have been the internet one. But the next question that we get asked a lot is, how much communal participation is expected of me? It's really important that you don't have to do anything. We will not force you to do any communal work with us in the community. But this is a community project. So what we're looking for is, we don't just want to build beautiful houses. That is amazing. They're sustainable, they're low on toxicity, they're low on EMFs and all of that. So that by itself is really amazing already, but we're really looking forward to building a community. So if you're somebody who does not want to interact with anybody and does not really want to live in a community, I'm not sure if this is 100% the right project. Most people really want to be part of the community. So, like I said, you don't have to do anything in the community, but we would love for a lot of people to participate in the community. And the way we want to set it up is that the more you participate in the community, the more it's possible for you to have kind of a free life. So, for example, if you are really interested in helping out in the gardens, if you're really into food production and you want to work there and help out a lot, then the idea is that you would not be a person who would have to buy your own produce at the end of the day, but that this part would be free for you. Or if there are other projects that you're really interested in helping out in the community, that these these will make it easier for you to have the least amount of bills at the end of the month, the more you want to put effort and time into this project. Another thing that we get asked a lot, just recently, I think yesterday, I was asked, how are the winters in Spain? I know that a lot of people coming here are really interested in Spain because, well, Spain has really warm weather, it's close to the ocean, and that is wonderful, but people are a little scared of what will the winters be like. So something, we are in winter here right now, and as you can see, my front door is open. I am wearing a sweater, but it's very mild. And I think 2 hours ago I was out in just a tank top. If the sun is out, it's really nice. But something that I really appreciate, because I've been traveling around in a lot of very tropical places, is, as much as I love the sun and I love being in sunshine, it is nice to have seasons. It is really nice to see that sometimes, there's hotter weather, and then sometimes the weather gets a little bit colder. So for me personally, that's something I really enjoy, that we do have seasons here, that we can also kind of live by, and our cycle is really going with these seasons, and at the same time, it is not it is not a winter like, for example, in Germany where I'm from, or it's not a Scandinavian winter where it feels like winter is never gonna end. It's not a winter like that. So I feel like, for me personally, it's the best of both worlds. It's a mild winter, but you do feel seasons. Okay, I seem to be back. Um, so around the question of how can you get involved into, oh no, seems to go in and out again. Um, okay, I'll just keep on. If you can't hear me and there's gaps in what you can hear what I'm saying, you can maybe message me also in the chat. Then I can repeat something. But first step is always to reach out to us. We're really happy to hear from you. And the next step is to become a member. So for us, it's really important if you want to get to really involved in this project that we need to see your commitment. So that's very important to us. Because there's also a lot of responsibility with taking on one of these projects. If you remember, then we can set up a call. I have set up calls with most of the people now who are already members, and we can really personalize also what is it that you want to do in the MEV and how can you get involved in that project already now. Um, Something that's really important to me also is to get an idea of what kind of projects are people interested in, and then I can connect you with other people who might have similar visions as you. So if, for example, you are somebody who's very interested in working around the gardens with food, with maybe in the hospitality era, area, then I can put you together with people who are interested in that too, and you can start to already brainstorm on this. We can already start to implement some of the things that are important to you while we are creating the MEV. So a lot of these projects also require certain structures that need to be built. So now would be the best time to let me know what it is that you want to do in the MEV, so that we can already build the structures. We can talk with the architect team, so they can make sure that all of that is set up. So for that, it's really important to already reach out, to already think about what is it that you want to do, because it's going to be a lot easier if we start that right now. And then I know there's a lot of people who say, "Oh, I want to get involved. I don't have a project yet, but I can just do whatever needs to be done." And while I really, really appreciate the offer every time we get this, for me, it's really important that you think about what is it that you want to do. And we don't want to give out any tasks or something like that. We really want you to think about what does my dream life look like in the MEV, and how can I already start implementing the first steps now in order to do that. So really think about not does the MEV exactly need this, or do they need exactly that, but really think about what is it that you are really passionate about, what is it that you want to do in a community, and then I'm pretty sure we will find a way for you to make that come true in the MEV. So yeah, so the idea is a lot more around if we all do what we're passionate about, we will get a lot more done, and it's a lot more fun, and yeah, a lot more fun to be in a community like this. Also, if you are already a member, this is exactly the topic that we will talk about more tomorrow. So kind of the topic around what can your role in the MEV look like. So if you're interested in that, you can also join us tomorrow. We're meeting at the same time as today at 4 p.m. Spain time. And yeah, I'd love to see a lot of you there. And if you have any questions, of course, you can also ask them here in the chat now. But if you don't have any questions around that, I'm happy to see many of you tomorrow in the neighbor meetup. Or if you're not a member yet, then I'm really happy to see you next week on Saturday at the same time, 4 p.m. Spain time, for the next live sending, where I'm pretty sure that Ianco will also share a little bit about his experience in Munich with the expo that he and Stephen have been to. I myself am very excited to hear about that. Okay. There's not any more questions. Let's see any right now. Yeah. Then thank you so much for your time and hope to catch up with all of you soon.